Namaskara Bengaluru, this is Tejasvi Surya speaking. After half a dozen missed deadlines, Namma Bengaluru's all-important yellow line will finally be thrown open to the public on August 10th by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This marks an important day for us as this 19-kilometer RV Road to Bommasandra line is a crucial link between Bengaluru's IT hub and its residential heartlands. The yellow line will ease commutes, cut travel time, and reduce private vehicle usage. While we celebrate this win for mass public transport, there are some important lessons that BMRCL, policymakers, and all of us, the general public, can draw from the Yellow Line saga. The civil works on this line began in 2018 with an original completion target of 2021. But initial setbacks in land acquisition caused early delays. COVID-19 pandemic further slowed the progress, and geopolitical tensions between India and China after Galwan presented new challenges to production and delivery of train sets. I held inspections to assess the situation even in late 2022, which revealed multiple bottlenecks. By 2023, it had become clear to me that there was a serious lack of coordination between stakeholders, and the root cause was the absence of a full-time managing director at BMRCL, and that only worsened the problem. That was when I started a campaign to get a full-time MD appointed.
7 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮೆಟ್ರೋಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಫುಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ತನಕ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ.
After about 3 months of efforts at both state and central levels, we got full-time leadership for Namma Metro. But this was only one part of the solution. In 2023, even while civil work was almost nearing completion, there was no clarity on the delivery of trains. Originally, rolling stock for the yellow line was to be supplied by CRRC because they had won the bids based on our L1 tendering systems. But later, it was decided to manufacture them in India with a local partner. Finally, Kolkata-based Titagar Rail Systems and CRRC put up a factory to manufacture the trains in Kolkata. However, they were plagued with multiple issues, including non-delivery of train control management system, which was supposed to be delivered by Melco, and it was running months behind schedule. Looking to iron out these issues, I convened multiple meetings with CRRC, Titagar and BMRCL, where we pushed CRRC to provide 2 prototype trains by Jan 2024, 3 months ahead of what was initially committed. We even pushed Melco to supply the TCMS almost 5 months ahead of what they had originally committed. In October 2023, I visited Titagar's Kolkata plant, one of my 2 visits to the plant, to overlook the start of the domestic production there. Titagar, I learnt during my visit, also had other deliverables to be completed for Pune Metro and elsewhere. But I pushed them to set up a dedicated manufacturing line exclusively for Yellow Line. Another major bottleneck was obtaining the visa clearances for engineers from CRRC, as was securing custom clearances from Kolkata port for rolling stock from CRRC. This was fast-tracked by holding multiple meetings with ministers and officials of Union Home Ministry, External Affairs Ministry, Finance Ministry, and even the Indian Consulate in Shanghai. Finally, we had 3 train sets with us and safety audits began this year. To avoid further delays, pressure was mounted on the BMRCL leadership to start services even with these 3 sets. Finally, to ensure BMRCL did not take public patience for granted and not miss any more deadlines, we organized a citizens' march to BMRCL head office last month, along with Resident Welfare Association, citizen activists, and hundreds of metro commuters. This led to a public commitment from the MD to open the line by August 15th. To hold the agency accountable to this promise, I began a countdown campaign for the inauguration of the Yellow Line. During all of this time, I also kept up the ante on the Yellow Line in Parliament, raising the issue of the delayed project twice in the Lok Sabha just this year. With the CMRS approval completed on 30th July, I made an appointment with the Honorable Prime Minister on August 1st. The PM stressed that the project of such magnitude and importance must not be delayed for the usage of the public and gave an immediate date for the inauguration of the program in Bengaluru. While we are at the threshold of celebrating the opening of this very important public transport project, it is also important to pause and take stock of the lessons from this saga. The need for full-time leadership for important public transport institutions like Metro is extremely important. Until early 2024, the MD was holding a dual role. A dedicated full-time leadership would have ensured faster decisions and better coordination. But the state government does not seem to have learned any lessons. Even as we speak, just yesterday, the state government has given concurrent charge of K-Ride, the organization in charge for suburban rail, to another officer who is holding multiple responsibilities. When will the state government learn? Secondly, the importance of standardization across metro systems cannot be ignored. Differences in coach, track, and power specifications mean rolling stock cannot be borrowed or rented from other cities, even in emergencies. In the case of Yellow Line, this prevented Bengaluru from sourcing trains elsewhere to offset delays. I have written to the ministry last year to come up with a national policy for metro standardization. Flaws in tendering process also need addressing. Procurement should evaluate the best overall bid, factoring in delivery capacity and track record, and not just price, while we must also prioritize Indian manufacturers. Land acquisition practices must also improve. Awarding tenders before completing land acquisition invites delays and cost escalations. The state government should ensure all land is secured before the project contracts are issued. The CMRS report made it evident that the cost overrun because of the project delay is close to 400 crores per kilometer. All of this could have been avoided with better management, better tendering processes, better land acquisition processes, and most importantly, a sincere political leadership here in the state which was committed to delivery according to timelines. Let us learn from these mistakes and make sure that the other projects in the city do not suffer the same way. Now let us focus our energies on addressing the other challenges of the city. The Bengaluru suburban rail network is a low-hanging fruit that needs great attention. Now let's tackle that.